Hi everyone, welcome on board to Helper.tv.
Viewers, let us begin with comments, reactions trailing the utterances of Charles Soludo, former CBN governor and presently governor of Anambra State. As you all know, Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has always boasted of his achievements in Anambra State. But Professor Governor Charles Soludo said all these investments credited to Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi are worth next to nothing. Should we go with Professor Charles Soludo, who is a professional in his field, or should we go with Peter Obi? Soludo made these utterances when he was invited to discuss and defend the state's budget, Anambra State's budget, which is worth 258.9 billion naira. And when he was asked about Peter Obi's investment, he said he is not aware of any worth it investment made by his predecessor, Peter Obi. Peter Obi was Anambra State governor from 2006 and also 2014. Peter Obi repeatedly said that he left 26 billion naira in Anambra State's coffers when he left office. Now, an old video surfaced where Peter Obi talked about his investment and what he had left in Anambra State. He had this interview with veteran journalist Kadri. Let us take a look.
Before I leave the Soludo comments and go to other things, just quickly, part of the criticism was that you left too much money in the coffers at a time when he believed that there was actually things you could do with that money.
No. Let me tell you. When people say I left too much money, that where I think things are critical for me, rather than go and spend the limited resources of the state, I try to look for federal government, development partners, assistance in other areas. What we did in terms of the money we left, if you're operating with the depleting assets, you must save for the future. And I'll give you an example. Somebody told me yesterday, said, the foreign currency component of your saving is about $170 million, which is like about 40 billion. Which state in Nigeria can say they have 40 billion?
Also, very critical to look into. Peter Obi has always boasted of investment and huge amount of money that he left in Anambra State. But did he do that for Anambra citizens? Or he did this to make sure that the biggest of the share, biggest of the profit comes to his own pocket? Let us hear him talk about this with veteran journalist Kadaria.
I brought international breweries into Nigeria.
SBM Miller.
I brought them into Nigeria. And as the governor of the state, they built a greenfield facility in the state. And they came to me and said, as our partner, we want you to own 15% of this company. And I said to them, no. Right now, I'm a governor of a state. I know the future of this brewery. I want the state to own 10%. And since I'm no longer involved in this company, they can own 5%. They are putting $30 million of state money there. Is now worth $100 million. And it's still there. And it's still there. No other state in this country has such investment.
How much have you personally made?
I have no investment there, not one naira.
No. Hang on. Next is a business that is associated with you. And according to the Corporate Affairs Commission, Next is a shareholder.
Go to Corporate Affairs today. If you see Peter Obi as owner of one share, I didn't say one share. It doesn't exist.
No. Next. Are you still associating yourself?
Thank you very much. Next is a family company started by my own parents. As a son, as their own child, I ran it at a time when I became governor. I had nothing to do with Next.
Okay, so how much has your family made from the investment?
Thank you very much.
How much has your... No, see, this is a serious question. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Please,
very good question.
Nigerians are watching this, okay?
Very good question.
Okay,
no.
let's ask this question. You took money belonging to Anambra state government and put it in a company in which your family has interest. That's what you're telling me.
No, let me tell you. Look at what you're saying. I bought shares in banks. Let me tell you what I did. It wasn't only in that I...
Before we proceed, let us look at few comments. One person said, I am told Soludo recently received over 268 million naira in oil derivation from a 4 billion naira investment Peter Obi had made in Orient Petroleum in 2012. One of many of his investment initiatives on behalf of Anambra State. Did he, Soludo, acknowledge that? No. One other person said, this is the third governor of Anambra State who has affirmed that Peter Obi's administration was a waste of time and total failure. Chris Ngige said Obi ate infrastructure. Obi himself had criticized government investment on infrastructure. The former governor, Obiano, also said the same. Now, a lot of money, according to what we know, has been invested by Peter Obi in his brewery. They said about $26 million. And right now, the governor of Anambra State, Soludo, is saying that brewery is not making money and that brewery is worthless. But definitely we do know that we are in a political season. People will make utterances. People will put out words, narratives to put down one person or the other. But then that does not necessarily mean that when someone comes out to push a narrative or make a statement, doesn't necessarily mean that what they've said, even when they are quoting numbers, doesn't necessarily mean that what they claim that they've invested in is actually making returns as it should be. And it doesn't necessarily mean that that investment is the right investment for that time, that season. And at present, it doesn't mean that that investment is worth it. Now, emotions are high. I mean, we are in that season, like I said, and a lot of people expected Soludo and Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi to work together. They thought since Peter Obi is from Anambra State, he should have Anambra State governor in support of him and not demarketing him. Now, Babatunde Gbadamosi, Lagos Labour Party representative or chieftain or spokesperson, he said that Soludo is just trying to demarket Peter Obi, and this should not be since they are both kinsmen. Now, as you can see, tribe is being played in this. Tribe, religion is very, very important to Nigerians. Now, he also pointed to the fact that another governor, Obiano, came after Peter Obi, and he said, why don't you find out if under Obiano mismanagement happened to the investment of Peter Obi? Now it's getting complex. Now we have a problem in Nigeria. Continuity is a major problem. People do not want to continue or work on improving what someone else put down, ideas of other people. They want to create their own masterpiece. They want to be named after that masterpiece. It is about greed. It is about ego, egocentric governor, egocentric president, and all of that. This is one of the major problems, and it goes as down to private investments too. Once you are appointed or you are elected to a position, you want to show people, this is what I can do, this is what the other person did not do, and I'm going to pull down what this person has done. I want to create mine. We are going to scrap this. And at times, some of these people make sure that when leaving office, they break all avenues, pull down all avenues of what they've done so as to make the next person coming in, their successor, fail. And not just that alone, he also accused Soludo, Governor Soludo, of having some, private or secret ambition. He wants to be president, and he doesn't want to, paint the image of Peter Obi as someone who can be president of Nigeria. But whatever way it is, we all know that economy has not been performing properly well in Nigeria for some time now. It's a global issue, but in Nigeria it is very, very tough because we have certain people who are not quick. They do not have the know-how, or maybe they are not ready to put things right when it comes to the economy. Certain decisions that are being made are not made for the good of the people. Now, there is something that no one has said is not so. Money that Peter will be left in Anambra state coffers is just what it is. About the investment, what it is now and how it is, well, we cannot speak about that because it's not something that you can just touch on. I believe that people who are stakeholders in that state are aware, and possibly the governor, Soludo, is aware, and Obiano, they are both aware. If they're going to say the truth to themselves, they are aware of the investment and what is happening right now. So we also know that Peter Obi invested in education, but he has problems with infrastructure. And Soludo presently is saying that he wants to invest in health and also in infrastructure. A lot of people believe that infrastructure is of no use, but it is of a very big use. Peter Obi, they accused him of having this shop mentality, market man, business man mentality, buy and sell kind of mentality. Let me invest in this and let's see the returns. Of course, these things are also very important. They are very important. That is basically what he did in his own time. But infrastructure is also important. But for Peter Obi, I think he's kind of, they say he's a stingy governor. So he applies this in whatever it is, his approach to whatever it is that he does. To him, it's like, why do I need this bridge? Why do I have to invest in this structure? It's not going to bring money, but he does not look at the, future of such investment. To him, why should I invest in building that one? Why should I invest in building this if it's not going to bring money? It's like throwing money away. So he does not want to put money into what will not give him returns like right now. But then you cannot 100% manage a state that way. There are certain investments that you need to put, and it has to do with structure, infrastructure. Now, it is a fact, like I said, that Peter will be left money in the coffers of Anambra State, and this cannot be disputed. That is the truth. That is the reality. There are a lot of state governors or political office holders that leave debt. They do not in any way leave money. In fact, they put the state in much more. And we do also understand the complexity of this. When you have a godfather that puts you there, the godfather simply wants to place you there. They want to make money off from the state, and they do not think about the people. To them, it's like, this is a business, let's run it for our own personal interest. So Peter Obi, he has the right to brag about, I left this amount of money, this is what was there, this is what I found, and this is what I did, and this is what I left. If he approached the investment in Anambra State in that businessman shop mentality, well, he was able to do what he needed to do anyway. So Governor Obiano performed less. In fact, he left the state in debt. That's just it. He never left money. What he made there, he never made good use of it. He came in there and he cleaned everywhere out and left the state in debt for another governor to step in there to begin to find ways. Now, Soludo is doing extremely well when it comes to infrastructure. He has been able to clear some, slum, the slum close to one of the popular prophet in Anambra State. He was able to clear that, and we've been seeing, so it's a process anyway. But like I said, the fact is clear. He left money. Peter Obi left money. He didn't put the state into debt. So what are your thoughts as regards this? As you all know, everywhere is boiling, if we can use that. A lot of words are being thrown out here, right, left, and center. Peter Obi is also struggling to stay afloat. He knows that he has two or let us say two powers that he has to deal with, but he's also believing in himself, believing that he can become president of Nigeria. We have Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we have Atiku. Both of them have refused to attend any neutral town hall meeting or somewhere for them to. They always want to use their own platform to express themselves because they understand the kind of politics of Nigeria and how to become president. They know that it does not often require them to come to a debate. They don't have to prove themselves. They don't have to do this. They don't have to do that. All they have to do is to make sure that they deal with the umpire of INEC, who the umpire is, and turn things around. What are your thoughts? Don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so. The red notification icon bell is very important. Please do tap on it. And if you've been here, I say God bless.
I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel, and if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.